Well, good damn afternoon. How many cans? Jericho Green here with you once again. What's going on? What's happening? What's cracking? What you guys been up to? What'd you do last night? Any of you walking funny? Good. Means you did it right. But before we proceed, people, Noble Gold Investments is pleased to let you know that gold is the best investment in the class of 2022. Real estate, crypto, stocks, and bonds, gold outperform them all. So what are you waiting for? Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands of clients buy real physical gold. Open a gold IRA or silver IRA with Noble Gold Investments this month, receive a free quarter ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualified IRA of $50,000. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold Investments and their thousands of five-star reviews. If you're not ready to invest, download the Noble Gold Investments Gold Investment Guide. Scroll down below, find the link in the description box. And if you're on a phone, click the More button to find the link. And remember, when you're investing, there are no guarantees whatsoever. It's a bit of a gamble. Scare money. Don't make money. What's going on, everybody? I'm so glad to see you here. Hi. Hi. What is this? Wednesday? Hump day. Middle of the week. Hope it's been quick and painless. And if it's Wednesday, you know what's happening tonight. No, not that, you preverts. Double impact. Myself, Gabe, Shant, we all break down action movies from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be discussing in great detail Rambo First Blood Part 2. This is the one where he goes back to Nam to save some of his buddies, some of the POWs, and he's did dirty. He's double-crossed. He's stabbed by his own people. Deception, action, love. It's all in there. Double Impact, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Gabe's channel. And I've already put the link on my channel. I already did it. Get your ass in there. Go on, geek. And those of you who are in here, who have been on the show or watched the show, Arun Faye, Tammy A, Joe Mello, None the Miser, Spunbearing, Brian Hendricks, a lot of people have been there. They'll tell you, don't take my word for it. Take theirs. Flog says, Jericho, not all of your viewers can afford precious metals. That's true. That is true. That is why it says, if you're not ready to invest, download the Noble Gold Investments Gold Investment Guide. That way it'll keep you abreast to what's going on in the gold and precious metals market. So when you are ready, Flog, when that day comes, and it will, you'll be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's that. That is that. But I'm glad to see you guys here. Rebel Without a Reason, Jericho, have you guys covered The Last Boy Scout? I don't believe so. Those guys, they've been doing the show, they were doing the show for 5 or 6 months before I got there, but there is a playlist. If you take that link and go to Gabe's channel, there's a playlist of all the ones we've done. I don't believe we've done Last Boy Scout. That's a great one. That is a great movie. I think it was Warner Brothers. So it had everything you want in an action movie. One-liners, corny-ass one-liners, love interest, action. And what are one of the things that justify all hell breaking loose on the bad guys? What are some of the things that a bad guy does to the good guy to justify him fucking up half the city that he gets yelled about by his angry police captain? Revenge. Vengeance. They did something to his wife. They did something to his daughter or his son. They killed his partner. You know what I mean? So those are usually the wrongs that are done to justify them doing what they got to do, to justify them doing what we came to see. Joyce Decker, the Eagles are better than the Eagles, but not better than the Chiefs. Damn. You know what Joyce Decker just did? The knife was already in your back, Philly. She went ahead and gave it a what you call a quarter turn. Damn, she don't play. But I believe she's a Giants fan, so you know they're division rivals. No love lost. Shrapnel and John Wick, it was because they killed his dog. True. Yeah, the dog, that's a rare one. That's a rare one to see someone's dog get killed. And not to say that doesn't justify, you know, what he did to him. But yeah, they killed his dog. But it was still tied to his dead wife. You know, she had just died of cancer and she had the dog. I believe the dog was delivered the day of her funeral. Maybe they had it all planned out because she knew that she was dying. But the dog, that's another twist. That's another layer of fucked up. Is it was sent to him by his dead wife on the day of his funeral. Somebody knocked on the door. They delivered a little carrier with the holes in it so the dog can breathe. And it was a little beagle puppy. A little beagle. So they killed it. Was the dog, definitely, but it was a fact that it came from his wife on the day of his funeral. Ah, he's been fucking him up for 4 movies. My wife and I, we already have plans to go check out part 4. Oh damn! Anthony DeRosa said the Eagles got pled. You guys. Andrew Justice. Axel Foley was always getting chewed out by his chief. Chief Todd. Chief Inspector Todd. And where the fuck is Axel Foley? Oh, man. Inspector Todd was the shit. He was always cussing Axel Foley's ass out. That was so funny. Ugh, okay. Anyway, guys. Damn, I didn't put the fucking lid. It has that stupid rubber seal around it, and I got to get it right. Or the water gets to dribbling. Huh? And you can also find this tumbler on mygreengear.com. Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, we all got a special place for our dogs. You know what I mean? They've been man's best friend for a long time. And a little puppy? Come on. Come on. You killed a man's puppy on the day of his wife's funeral? Damn Russian gangsters. But that is true. Tammy A, she's all over it. Jericho Green Gear is at mygreengear.com. And the picture that I showed you, that I shared with you, because actually, guys, like, we share stuff because we're like friends. Like, I love you guys and you hope you love me. But this picture right here, this elegant portrait painted by my friend Sean. This portrait right here. That is being made into merch. I've already seen the mock-ups on hoodies, t-shirts. Haven't seen it on hats yet. We're going to try to do that. But mugs, tumblers, it's going to be on all that shit. But I'm only going to have it on a black background because it just works. That same thing is not going to look, that picture is not going to look the same on a white background or green and blue, whatever. It has to be on black. That black and that gold or yellow, whatever that is, it works perfectly. So it'll only be available with a black background. I've spoken with Marjorie, who's great at her job. I've spoken with her. She's already going to be sending me some samples so I can rock them in the video. I can't wait. This is some of the coldest gear I've had yet. Thanks to my man Shant, also part of Double Impact, where we review the movies, the action movies from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I told you guys they were talented artists. I told you. Look at this. This is perfect. Look at this shit. He threw that together. Probably while he was eating lunch. He's probably on the computer eating lunch. And look what he turned out. And on the bottom there, it says Bouillabaisse. Look, guys, this goes back to my early days on Double Impact. We were doing Steven Seagal's first 5 movies, and the last one of the first 5 was Under Siege, right? Gary Busey Tommy Lee Jones. And there's a scene in there where he's telling the captain, that he's going to make a certain meal for him. He's like, yeah, I have 50 gallons of bouillabaisse down in the kitchen because he's the cook. He's like, could do the cheeseburger routine. He's like, no. The guys, they love that stuff. So, fellas, as you well know, when you're talking with your boys and you're having a conversation, you're talking about some silly shit, it can extrapolate, is that the right word, into just something. You're not even where you started. You started with this word, and then now you're off into some crazy shit. And that's what happened with bouillabaisse. That's why it's funny. Fucking bouillabaisse. I got 50 gallons right here. It got crazy. And again, if you are part of the Double Impact fam bam, you know exactly what that shit's about. But if you're not part of it, don't worry. It's never too late to join. Come on in. No, it's not a cult. Brian Hendricks, movie line, JG, always bet on black. Man, that is Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57. We're going to get to that too. That's another thing. We could do Wesley Snipes' first 5 movies. We did Blade last October. We were doing kind of scary movie themes, vampires and shit. But we can do Wesley Snipes' first 5 movies. Wesley Snipes was no joke in the 90s either with the action movies. Passenger 57, Murder at 1600. What was the skydiving one that he did? Damn it, I can't remember. But Wesley Snipes had some great movies. New Jack City, Nino Brown. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Am I my brother's keeper? So, yeah, we knew Wesley Snipes too. We're going to get into all that shit. That's the beauty of it. It can go on and on and on. So many damn movies out there. It's right, None the Miser. I'm just a cook. Just a cook. Steven Seagal kind of had that whisper. I'm just a cook. Wasn't quite Clint Eastwood whisper. Wasn't that cool? Grand Champ parties. Hey, if you're going to party, do it like a champ. Appreciate it. When you get a membership, turn that into a chat emote. I don't know what that means, man. You are speaking advanced computer talk, but I do know what you mean by the membership. I'm waiting to be approved. As soon as the YouTube overlords grant me entrance into their palace, I'll be there. But I thank you, man. Preach. And I thank you, Tandale Kapoofnik, for the Twompski. We got a new flag today. It says God, guns, and Trump. My neighbors hate it. Good. Good. You know what your neighbors are all about. To hate? Hate? That's a strong word. They got a problem. Keep that shit up, though. Hope you get a little breeze there. Just enough so it looks majestic, waving in the wind. Yeah, Lawrence Maxwell, Raquel Welch. She passed away. She was 82 years old. I remember my stepdad, RIP, my stepdad, Frank, talking about Raquel Welch, how she was like in the 60s and stuff back in the day. She was it. She was fine too. Raquel Welch, she was one of those, classic beauties. Women just looked different back then. You go back to the, Lord, what was her name? Oh, hold on, I want to get it wrong. Hold on. Yeah, Ingrid Bergman. That's right. She was in Casablanca. Doris Day. You go back to the women, Eartha Kitt, back in the 50s and 60s, they had a certain look about them. Just like every, generation, even every decade has the female celebrities and famous people have a certain look about them. Even now, we know what the look is now. But back then, they were just more glamorous and beautiful. It was everybody's women wearing dresses and men were wearing suits. It was just a much more elegant, regal time. And those women just look different. Their facial structures, they look different back then. Different than the celebrities and the stars that we have now. And it was very, very classy. And couldn't they make smoking look cool? They made it look cool as fuck. I'd be watching those old ass movies, Casablanca, Man with the Golden Arm, The Have and Have Nots, Cabin in the Sky, all this shit with my dad, real old shit. And they made those cigarettes look cool. I was like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old wanting to spark up. I think they have that ability now, but it was just something about back then, the black and white, the swagger. And not like young people mean swag, but like the actual swagger, the suits and all that shit. It was just different, man. Just different. Arumfe, thank you for the Hamilton. I'm about to be extremely play over this dumb dashiki cloth on the screen. Hey, look, Arumfe, I'm just trying to keep with the times, okay? I'm trying to keep up with the Black Joneses. It's Black History Month, and not just that. The play is about to get even worse, okay? Look up here in the corner. There's a black fist with chains around the wrist. Yeah. It's all fucked up this month, the room fan. But don't worry, when we get into March, I'll take it down. Okay. Justin Desroches, thank you. Good afternoon from Little California, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that you and your people up there in the Northeast are suffering from the same sickness, the same disease, infection, if you will, that we are here in California. Erica by Da Vinci, all alone in the C note section of Club Jericho Green. I thank you, Erica. She says, "What was I the first popper? Let's see. If you're the first popper, that's hell of a cherry, hell of a way to pop that cherry. That super chat cherry that you are, Erica by Da Vinci. Biggest super chat cherry popping ever. You are the one, Erica by Da Vinci. You are the first one. And as we all know, you never forget your first. How about that? There's a poll question for you. Let's see. Grand Champ parties again. Thank you. Peace, JG Wentworth. Getting back to the grind. Go get it, man. Go get it. Because despite my looking high and low, still can't find those damn money trees. So you got to go out there and make it, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's see, banners. Okay, banner. Okay, I'll have to figure out what that means. But let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how to put a poll up here. Sounds gross. That's what the federal government says to us when they're looking at our ass. How can we fit something up? How can we fuck them? How can we fit a poll up here? I can't. I'll have to hit up Gabe and Shots tonight. They always tell me how to do this shit. Sharing the screen, I learned that from them, and all this background stuff and the video clips and all that, I learned that from them last time. So yeah, I'll hit them up tonight and find out how to do that. Anders Hagberg, thanks for being here, man. He says, have to watch Demolition Man right fucking Demolition Man right fucking now, man. I just watched that a couple months ago with my son. And I love the scene where Wesley, this is something I put on my Instagram page under #NotToday. When he goes into the museum to try to find some weapons from back when he was alive, back in the 90s, because he's like, hella far in the future. And the machine is like talking to him in Chinese, and he goes, ching, chong, 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 ching, ching. I was like, Wesley, you can't bring that into 2022, 2023. You get in trouble. But back then it was ching chong 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 ching ching chong. It was all good. Oh man. Hoser, thank you. Says Black History Month. Black is beautiful. Oh, okay. Check out the email. I will. Hey, we're all beautiful, man. Every single one of us. That's the problem. They keep breaking us up in these little groups, in these little bite-sized chunks. I don't like that. Just be whoever the fuck you are. We're all the same. Grand Champ parties, thank you again. He said, and I've evolved from Grand Champ pros to Grand Champ parties. Let's go, Brand. Okay, so this ain't Grand Champ pros. That's what I thought. I was like, man, are you biting off Grand Champ pros? It's Grand Champ parties now. People get it right. It's like when you're a little kid and you're like, Mom, don't call me that anymore. Don't call me that no more. I'm not a baby anymore. Like my son, he's like, don't call me Georgie. Call me George. No, that's ridiculous. Your name's Georgie. Till you get older. Or maybe forever, but not right now. Hoser, thank you for the Twompski. Hey, man, after 4 months of being off injured, you and the chat have been great company. Thank you for being you, Jericho. Love to the chat. Cheers, buddy. So you're back in the workforce. You've rejoined the Canadian workforce. Well, make sure you wear some pants that are bigger than usual so you have enough room for Justin Trudeau's hand to be in your pocket, taking part of your hard-earned money. He'll do that. And to be honest, is the only thing he's going to grab while he's in your pocket is your money? No, he'll probably grab something else too. You know it. It's Trudeau. That's how Prime Minister Blackface does it. Dutch Schaefer. Thank you for the Hamilton. He says, sup, JG. How often do you read about people dropping dead? It seems like it's an every other day read for me. Young folks, too. Can't imagine what's going on. I just saw something. It was a 25-year-old soccer player, I believe it was. He just collapsed on the field. I'm just saying. Have you ever heard of this happening? Do you think back? Use your remembering powers. You remember, fucker? See if you can remember a time where there were people, Michael Coulter, what's up? People dropping dead like this. Various ages, but most of them younger, too young to die. If you heard of, someone 35-year-old so-and-so dies, you would think, man, that person's young. That's too young to die. You hear about somebody, 92 years old, they died. You're not going to think, man, they were too young. No. So, yeah, that's unprecedented, as they say. But yeah, I do remember that. I do notice that, excuse me, Dutch Schaefer. We're hearing that pretty often. And some of them you can see. Newscasters, that one of the first ones was a lady who was at a podium, and she had gotten, I believe she was the one who had gotten the poke on camera. Was that her? But she was obviously pro poke. She got it. But she was at the podium and she just boom falls and nails her head on the ground. And then Tiffany McDonald, I think is her name. She's a stand-up comedian. She was literally bragging about how many times she got poked and with what she was poked with, and with what she was poked, should I say. And she passed out on stage. So no, we've never seen this shit before, but I definitely notice it. Definitely notice it. And that article that I mentioned, I think it was last week or something, about this study coming out from this library, this Cochrane Library, saying that Heather McDonald, thanks Heidi, Heather McDonald was the female comedian who passed out on stage. But this Cochrane Library, they did a study saying that really, in a nutshell, the masks don't do shit to stop the transmission of the sweet and sour sniffles. So I just wrote, somebody, or on the New York Post, they posted the article, and I wrote in the comments, no shit, period. That's it. And somebody came in and said, okay, really? Well, if you read the article, you could hear the condescending tone in his letters. Actually, if you read the article, it goes on to say that actually there were some other things in there that said that the masks do help, and they do help with the spread, the transmission of COVID. So yeah. So I told him, well, actually, yes, I am being serious, because if you read in there, it's not the study that says, well, actually, it does help. No, that's not what happened. It wasn't the study. It was the doctor that they were interviewing about the study. He said that, not the study that the article was about. So actually, fuck you. Motherfucker. He thought he had me. He thought he had me. No, you didn't. Not even close. You go back and read the article like more. So let's talk about this damn live stream. Let's talk about this damn title. The title is Perdoname, senor negro. Yeah, you read it right. Perdoname, senor negro.
Perdoname, mayate.
Yeah. What's that all about? Why did you use a slowpoke Rodriguez picture as your thumbnail?
Hi, my name is Lopo Rodriguez. I am the cousin of Speedy Gonzalez.
The reason I used it is because you need to move over black folk. I know, in the middle, like literally yesterday was like the actual middle of Black History Month. Yesterday was February 14th. We only got 28 days. Half of 28 is 14. So literally, oh, we're in the middle of Black History Month, and you do us like this. They did, of course. They didn't even spit on it first. They just take that, boy. So what they did is the family members. Remember, there was a pretty violent weekend for Asian people in this country, and one of them was a dance class where the guy shot up, killed I think 11 people, and there was another one at Half Moon Bay up north where a Chinese man went and shot up a bunch of Mexican people, a bunch of Mexican workers at this mushroom farm. So Gavin Newsom, he went there and he visited, and he got up on his high horse. He pulled his pant leg up so he wouldn't step on him with his high heels, and he got up there on his red 6-inch stiletto spiked heels, and he said, "You listen to me, California. You listen up, suckers." He said the condition. Kidding. My bad, guys. My bad. You know I love authenticity on my channel. So let me do Gavin Newsom's real voice. You know, he has a kind of raspy voice. Because, you know, when he goes to visit his Aunt Nancy in hell, I think the extreme heat scorched his vocal cords. So he kind of talks like this. Kenneth Jackson, Jericho, did you spend Valentine's Day with your wife? If I want to keep that ring on, you damn right I spent it with her. You damn right. Nick Sam can you please tell my kids to behave? There's nothing I can do, man. Nothing I can do. You got to make them listen to you. There must be a healthy dose of fear with dad. I recommend take away what they like, find out what they love, and take it. If it can be broken, break it, smash it in front of them. Show them that you ain't no joke. Show them that you don't fuck around. You know what you should do? I don't know how old they are, but if they're like, say, 7 and older, in the middle of the night, sit on or stand in their doorway until they wake up and see you. And when they wake up and see you, don't say anything. Just walk away and go back to your room. Or sit on the edge of their bed in the middle of the night until they wake up. And when they look over there and they see you, don't say anything. Just get up and leave. They got to think you're fucking crazy. That's what I would do. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what it is. And I know it's expensive. You bought it, but the juice will be worth the squeeze. I say you have them open up that window and toss that shit right out on the sidewalk. Phone, Xbox, it don't matter. Daddy will have order. That's what I would do. But okay, so the illegals, Kenneth Jackson, you damn right. Happy wife, happy life. So the illegals who were killed at the mushroom farm, their families are left without a breadwinner. Now, wait. Hold on, guys. I know how you get. You guys get played real quick, and you're going to say, well, Jericho, there are plenty of American citizens whose relatives, their breadwinners, were killed in a mass shooting or killed or shot by somebody. I don't see the state government stepping in for them. American citizens first. I know, I get it. But you guys don't all have a woke communist bitch for governor like we do in California. Here's what he said. Let me get in character. Tyrannical dictator that don't give a fuck about his people. Tyrannical dictator doesn't give a fuck about his people. Okay, here we go. I just came from the scene of another mass shooting in California, and the squalor that these people were living in, the filth. They're living in shipping containers. This isn't going to happen. Not on my watch. And scene. That's right. He got up on that soapbox and wagged his finger and said, I can't believe the conditions these people are living in. I can't believe that this is happening, and I'm going to change it. So you're going to create a problem and then come up with a solution? You did this, motherfucker. You made our state a sanctuary state. You called these people up here. You got the world's biggest dinner bell, and you sat there on the outside of your mansion and rang that shit, ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, come and get it. So when all these people show up with empty plates and knives and forks ready for you to slop something on there, now you complain about the conditions they're living in? Let me be honest. Can I be? Is this a safe space? I don't give a fuck about the conditions that they're living in, because you could have kept your ass back home and lived in those conditions. You decided to come up here and live here. So I don't give a fuck what conditions you're living in. You want to see the conditions some Americans are living in? You want to see the conditions some American children are living in? Going to school hungry? They don't eat until they get to school? They're sitting in classrooms with no heat in the winter on the East fucking Coast. Midwest. You got entire fucking schools in Chicago that can't read at grade level. Homeless veterans on the street. Homeless American citizens on the street. Plenty of parents that just need a little bit of help. Just help me get over the hump. What does Biden call it? A little bit of breathing room. Right? To Biden, a breathing room would be a room full of children under the age of 8. That's what makes them stronger. That's what they do. They give him an 8-year-old's head to sniff when they put him out there, and he's coherent at the beginning. When you're like, what the fuck did they give him? That's what it is. So you think those parents might need a little help? They're doing the right thing. They're working. They're married with their kids. They're paying these damn taxes. Why can't you give them some help? Why don't you give them a bonus? Why don't you give them a bonus with no strings attached? How about you don't give them a stimulus check that they're going to be taxed on next year, you son of a bitch? Why don't you just give them something? Here you go. Here's $10,000 from the government. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Here's a free gun. Here's $5,000 towards firearms or firearm modification or firearms training. We're going to make a course in school where kids learn how to shoot guns, how to break them down and clean them, gun safety. Let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys something. Have you had your anger blood this morning? You haven't? Okay. Don't worry, I got it for you right here. I'll always come through with the anger blood. Just when you think, you know what, I'm going to make it through this day without getting mad as fuck. No, wrong. I'm not done with you yet. Wrong. Let me show you. I'll show you. Oh, man, that dude got fucked up. You ever see when somebody tries to make some crazy ass jump and they don't make it? They're about 2-3 inches short. That's what happened to that guy. Where is it? Here it is. So let me show you this. Let me show you what China's doing. China. This is what our kids should be doing. This is what every American child should be doing. I say 3rd grade up. They can handle that at 8 for sure. My son just turned 7. He can handle this. Got some music playing. I don't want to get the shit flagged. Look at that. What would they say if you had American kids doing that? If you had a class full of American boys, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade boys doing this. You're going to make a school shooter. We already got him. They don't want generations of people who can arm themselves and use the weapons. They don't want that. This is their nightmare. Armed citizens who know what the fuck they're doing with their weapons? This is a nightmare. This is fingernails on the chalkboard to them. This is the kind of nightmare that makes you sit up in your bed in a cold sweat and not want to go back to sleep. That's how scary that is. Remember as a kid, you'd have dreams so fucking scary, you didn't want to go back to sleep? This is the government's nightmare. Oh, Nancy, hand me that vodka and that hammer over there. I just had a nightmare. Jill, man, I just had a nightmare. The American people, they were proficient in weapons, and they were armed to the teeth. Wait, Mike, are you there? Hello, Mike, are you here in the bedroom? Oh, of course you are. I can feel the bulge against my lower back. I just had a nightmare. Oh, I just had a nightmare that the American people were armed and they know how to use their weapons. Mike, stop sleepwalking me. Thank you, and good night. Nightmare. What's that from that movie Psycho? This is it. This is their nightmare. Look at the little kids. Some kids are what, 10 years old at the oldest? How proficient in weapons do you think they're going to be by the time they're 18? And you know, they're not teaching those kids how to use those weapons like that. Robert Franklin, I mentioned that. Very sad day. They're not teaching those kids to use those weapons to fight against a tyrannical government like we should be doing. They are training those kids to do that to fight us one day, just like the Japanese. So if the soldiers go down, the people can pick up arms and fight the American invaders. That's why they were teaching those kids that. And that's why China is teaching those kids that. Not for them. You think a communist government is going to teach kids how to use weapons against them? They're teaching them how to use them against us. And our kids are over here on TikTok. Not the TikTok they show their kids. There's TikTok that China shows their children. Men being masculine, women being feminine. No blurring gender and social lines. No chest feeders. No birthing people. None of that bullshit. No, everything is racist. But what do they let our kids have in TikTok over here? Bullshit. A bunch of metrosexual young boys eating hot potato chips. Bullshit. But it goes down to the family. It comes down to the parents. Aaron M. or opiates. Yeah, well, that's TikTok. Of course, they're letting the fentanyl and shit flow over the border like never before, like a fucking river, a fentanyl river. That's what they're doing. They're not doing that shit for us, for the kids to fight against them. They're doing them to fight against us. But it goes back to the parents. Are you letting your underage child, have TikTok and see all this bullshit? But that's what China's up to. That's what we should be doing. Remember? I mean, they were done with it by the time I was in school, but when my parents were in school, kids would come to school with gun racks in their vehicles with guns in them. They had shooting classes and gun safety classes. Kids would bring guns to school. Were there mass shootings back then? Yeah, there were some. I can't remember the guy's name, but he got in that belt and that tower at University of Texas in the early 60s. He was picking people off. There's always going to be psychos. Always. But the difference is, are we going to have a society of people who could combat them and who could be a deterrent? You're going to run up in that school if you know 84% of the students in there are strapped because the school welcomes it and condones it and supports it? Or are you going to pick some soft target bullshit where you know no one has a gun? And you know how they know? Because there's signs everywhere that say no guns. Gun-free zone. What? Wow. Matthew Quinlan, Higher Learning was a good movie. Yeah, Michael Rappaport played a character named Remy in that movie where he got up in a tower like that and was shooting students on campus. I don't know. I'm sure they probably based it off of that. It was only like 30 some years before that, because that movie came out in the 90s. But having people proficient in weapons at a young age, that's not going to make them want to shoot people. What it's going to do is give them confidence. So when they are old enough to purchase a firearm, they're not scared. They know what they're doing and they can help themselves or help other people. Authentically Kennedy, what's up? She says, always going to be psychos. All the more reason for everyone to carry. Thank you. Don't you want a fighting chance? You don't want to have to cower under something waiting for someone to come rescue you. Because what if they don't? Or what if they don't show up until after your ass is shot or somebody you're with? Anywho, so the illegals, they are in the middle of Black History Month, are bumping black folks out of the way. Who's hurt first and worst by illegal immigration? Black folks. And they're putting up the family members of the illegal aliens who were shot and killed at the Mushroom Farm massacre in Half Moon Bay. They are putting them up in hotels and Airbnbs. And their cost of living to the tune of $750,000 is coming out of the pockets of whom? California taxpayers. San Mateo County is picking up the bill. They are picking up the bill for this all the way through the end of the year. We're only in February. So they're taken care of till the end of the year. They're going to be staying at hotels and Airbnbs in Half Moon Bay. Go and look at the price of a nice hotel or Airbnb in Half Moon Bay. And they're going to be there for at least the rest of the year. Then they're going to look for more permanent housing so the fun doesn't stop. We're still going to be making it rain on these illegals after the end of the year. And when are they going to be there? They said through the rest of the year. So that means they're going to be there during summer. What happens to Airbnb and hotel prices during the summer? I'll give you a hint. They don't go down. Look it up. Try to book an Airbnb in Half Moon Bay or a hotel in Half Moon Bay and put in the date, say June something or 4th of July weekend. Hey. And the hotel and Airbnb owners are like, shit, because the government's not going to say, hey, this is your busiest time of year. We're going to up the ante a little bit, give you a little extra. And you know what? Fuck it. They might, because they're not paying for it. And unhoused people, you know how they like to change the language. They're unhoused. They're unhoused. They're not homeless. They're unhoused. They're not unhoused anymore because they're taking over Chicago or O'Hare Airport. Looks like a fucking tent city. Oh, man. And I talked about this a little bit on my live stream on Jericho Green at locals.com that I do on Mondays. It's called Major Monday. That's where I am on Mondays. That's why I'm not here. So if you want to catch me, get over there. Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I talked about this a little bit, but I want to go more in depth because I showed my wife this trailer. And my wife, her favorite movie is Grease, hands down. So they have a new Grease TV show. You know how they do. They don't create anything new. They just take something and make it into a fucking TV show. And it's on Paramount Plus. But you have to know, guys, they took the movie, turned it into a TV show, but not before they stuffed all the woke bullshit they could. Oh, I can't wait to show you the trailer. And the View, those cackling bitches, They compared another real life event with black folks to Wakanda, and then they're gushing. They're all up there flicking their old dusty leftist beans to the fact that there were two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. I know. But Herm Edwards had something good to say about it, and I'm glad to hear it. And then Booty Gauge, train derailment in Ohio, in Palestine, Ohio. He finally spoke on it. Finally, our transportation secretary or transportation chief, whatever he is, he finally came out and talked about it. Whew, thanks, man. Because it was, toxic chemicals burning, mushroom cloud, water, But he finally came out and talked about it, guys. So back off, okay? Leave him alone. It's my quarterback. Fucking ridiculous. Hold on. Nope, not that one. Nope. Not that one. Sorry, Wetworks. I didn't mean to hit that. This one. Erica by Da Vinci. Thank you again. Another 50. JG, thanks a lot for that anger blood while I'm getting ready for work. Bless. Send you out the door with a little pep in your step. There you go. Just know that all your tax dollars are not going to benefit you, no matter what state you're in. And if it's a leftist run shithole, even less. But we got a big ass super chat to get to, guys. Biggest one yet, I believe. You guys, wait a minute. You American, you dadgum Americans gonna let this Canadian take your title? But as for now, I think he has. Tim Hill. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Not Tim Hill. That's not the biggest super chat ever. But I thank you just the same, Tim. It comes from the hoser. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. $200, a double C note super chat. Guys, the crown for biggest super chat to date rests in Canada. What are you guys going to do about that? Hurry before he fills it with maple syrup. Just kidding, man. Thank you. He said, thanks for supporting Canadian military men and truckers. Of course, man. And his son is in the Canadian military. And if my memory serves me correct, he's off training some people about some shit they don't know about yet. And I hope he's safe. And unfortunately, he's serving under a piece of communist shit like Justin Castro. But I really appreciate that. Christian, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Titles in Canada. I'm just saying, Americans. Rex Rocker says he meant $2. Just kidding. Well, it's too late now. It's too late now. God dang commies! I'll tell you what. He says that's like $30 Canadian. No, that was in American money, because I have people send me money in pounds, or DJ John T is from Sweden, so whatever their money's called, and it'll say the symbol up there. No, that's a dollar sign, man. There's American dollars, brother. You can spend that stuff anywhere. JJ Finnegan, I don't even have $200. I'm a white American. Bro, that's your fault if you're not using your white privilege to your advantage. Walk into the bank, hold up your forearm, and allow them to lead you into the vault to fill your pockets. Okay? If you're not doing that, JJ Finnegan, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you white folks are walking into the bank and pulling up your sleeve and showing your white skin, well, that's your dadgum fault. Black folks, we can only do that during February, but white folks can do that all the time. So why aren't you guys doing it? Why aren't you all rich? Look at white people. Let's go, man. So ridiculous. That's what some people think. That's what some people think, guys. Oh, Aaron M says just wink. Let's give him a little bit of that. They'll tell the guard, hey, he's good. He's white. Let him in. Uh-oh. Well, the crown didn't rest in Canada that long. Hoser, I hope you enjoyed it while you had it, but it has been clutched once again by American hands. Erica by Da Vinci coming in with a $200 American super chat. She said, let me be play. All right, Canada, we have it back. Will this be a financial tug of war? I hope so. But even if it isn't, it's pretty good damn day. Yeah, Scott, super chat war. There are no losers in the super chat war. Oh, man. Anyway. And as soon as I'm done here, Scout's Honor, I am going to do a video about, there was a girl, I can't remember her name, but I'll remember it for the video. But she gave, I would call a testimony and an impact statement about being in the locker room with Moby Dick. Well, they call her Leah Thomas. I won't. But being in the locker room with him stripping down butt ass naked. And no, he's had no surgery. He's got a dick. So her impact statement was very powerful. And then also, I'm going to be doing a story or video about, and either one of these will be on my channel, the other one will be an exclusive on my website. The Buffalo shooter, the mass shooter, shot up all those black folks, who shot up all the black folks at the grocery store in Buffalo. He's been sentenced. And you probably didn't know that because the mainstream mediocres aren't falling all over themselves to report it. And why wouldn't they? Again, smack dab in the middle of Black History Month, and you are not reporting on a racist mass killer being sentenced. Oh, Ingrid De La Rosa. Did I spell that correctly in the title? The Perdoname. I think I did, but it'd be nice to have your reassurance. But he's been sentenced. He killed 10 black people. He's been sentenced. Why aren't you guys having a media orgy on camera? You got one. You prayed for this racist murderer. You got him, and you're not celebrating it? You're not highlighting it? It's not everywhere? Where's Biden talking about it? He went there. He went to the site of it. He had to get those points. He couldn't let a tragedy go unused. So where is it now? And here's something that's weird. His apology. First of all, the fact that he would give an apology is weird. Why would you do something so horrific? You murdered 10 people. And he live streamed some of it. You could see a video where he comes around the corner. It's a white person. He lets him go and it goes to a black person. Shot that woman in the parking lot. A real life video game. GTA played out in real life. Savage, brutal, heartless murder. Execution. He executed 10 innocent people. 10 innocent black people. Some of them were elderly. You shot an old woman and then you apologize? It's not like he was drunk driving and killed somebody. It wasn't an accident. You purposely went in and murdered these people. And you apologize? But what's even worse is the apology. His apology is weird. His apology is as if somebody wrote it for him. It's as if remember when we used to have the tinfoil hats? We throw them away. We toss those. We don't even need that shit no more. But remember when we had tinfoil hats, some of those tinfoil hat wearers might say that the people who orchestrated this also wrote his apology because it sounds weird. There are certain talking points that he's mentioning in there from the left. It's the apology's too clean. But that and more will be in the video that I upload after this. Fucking weird. Jay Reason, what up, man? He said, I knew only because it's my hometown, shaking my head. Yeah, Jay Reason is from Buffalo. So, yeah, I'm sure local Buffalo media, they probably made a huge deal about it. But for someone to be in Buffalo, that's the only way that he heard about it. Again, the president. Oh, shit. Oh, when I say that word, it makes me, you throw up the stomach bile and you get that burning in the back of your throat. The resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. How about that? How about that? He visited the site. He went there, gave a heartfelt, misspoken statement. You're not going to do the same thing when they convict this monster? This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. You wanted a young, white, racist man with an AR-15. He even had shit painted on it, written on it. White power. Who the fuck writes that on their gun? Obviously, you're a racist if you're shooting all of one race of people that you claim to hate. We got it. You put too little much of a bit too much of a button on that one. Did he have to write white power, white supremacy on his rifle? We get it. But this is what you wanted. He used the gun you wanted, that big, scary, black AR-15. He used, boom, that's your favorite gun. Even though it's not the most powerful gun, it ain't even close. It's not the gun that shoots the farthest. It ain't even close. But they made the mistake at the Armalite company of making a really cool looking gun. So he used the gun you wanted. He's fucking white. The victims are black. He's young. He's a young evil Timothy McVeigh fucking skinhead white boy. You got everything you wanted, so how come you're not jumping all over it? How come you're not jumping all over it? How come this isn't everywhere? And it's Black History Month? I thought it was racist, and this is the stories they wanted to cover. My bad. Ed Rock, thank you, man. If only the great George Carlin was alive to make a stand-up set on the state of America right now. Oh my god. It would have to be like a box set. It couldn't just be one stand-up. He'd have to break it up into like 3 hour-and-a-half specials. Unless he wanted to sit on stage for 4 hours and talk about this shit. Love to see it. DJ, I love your whitey voice, Jericho. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, my white brother. I mean, hell, man, they got what they wanted. He's young, white. He used the AR-15. You think they just like, oh, we were right. Oh, we were so right. Victory lap. Oh, yeah, put it in there. Oh. Nope, nothing. Weird. Rance and Shan, thank you. Let's be honest. JJ Finnegan is really neck buddy in disguise, posing as a conservative. That's how he stopped the red wave in one PA somehow. Wait, what's going on? Wait a minute, what happened? What'd you do, JJ Finnegan? Damn, that's a heck of a claim there. Darn, neck buddy. Corey B, that's right. He apologized, man. So it's all good. Hey, everybody get out of here. He apologized. What'd you do, JJ Finnegan? Damn, that was super chat worthy. But yeah, that and so much more on the video. I'll be uploading both of those. And Booty Gauge, let's start talking about Booty Gauge. So Peter Booty Gauge, he finally made a statement. And thank God, because I was waiting to hear from him. I was waiting to hear from Peter. Wait a minute. You're a gay dude and you have the word but in your last name and your first name is Peter. Come on, man. Dude, this can't be real. This can't be real. Hold on, guys. Hey, man, gay folks out there that are fans of mine, Look, I can't make this shit up. This dude is gay, and his first name is Peter, and the word "butt" B-U-T-T is in his last name. Damn, it's fucking crazy. Where were we? Get serious, guys. Knock that shit off. I shouldn't even have said anything. I threw the pleb match in that gasoline. That's my fault. But let me see. Let's go to famous people's favorite platform. Favorite platform. Let's see. Here we go. No, not that. I don't know. We don't want to hear that part yet. Where is it? Damn it. Basically, what he did was he responded on Twitter. So, of course, he did not have a press conference specifically for this. He just mentioned it on Twitter. And I'm thinking this is probably the kind of situation, probably the kind of incident where you want to get up there and have have a statement about this and only this. Like, this is a little more than tweet worthy. This shouldn't be 400 characters or less or whatever the fuck Twitter's rules are now. And something else I want to show you here. This is an interview with somebody from Palestine, Ohio, where this shit happened. And the images are fucking crazy. You've seen them. So, breaking news. Biden will visit the train derailment site in Ohio to survey the environmental damage and speak with local residents. Just kidding. He doesn't give a shit about them and the air they breathe or the water they drink. But just think if Palestine, Ohio was predominantly black. Just think if it was predominantly black and this happened. Somehow racism would be involved, the environmental justice, the environmental racism. Trump put these tracks, he signed a law that made the tracks go through this town. They were going to go through a white town, but Trump said, hell no, man, put it down there with the niggers. And so they put the train tracks through the town because he knew there were black people there. There would be some bullshit that they squeeze out of this, for sure. Guaranteed. Now, hold on a second. Let me find the video. It's crazy. There's a mushroom cloud that goes up into the atmosphere and starts to creep out over the whole city. It looks scary. It looks scary, very ominous. Like, imagine being on the ground level, looking up at this giant plume of black smoke. Looks like the end of the fucking world. But while this is going on, while the train is derailing and it's spilling these chemicals, into the ground, and then they set it on fire to burn it up, to burn the poisonous chemicals, right? While all of this is going on, the head of transportation, the transportation secretary of the United States of America, this country, is saying this.
To work with your community colleges on building a workforce that reflects the community. We have heard way too many stories from generations past of infrastructure where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally sees the project come to them, but everyone in the hard hats on that project looking like, doing the good paying jobs, don't look like they came from anywhere near the neighborhood.
Right.
How about this, Peter? Peter. How about this? How about in most construction sites, they look like they didn't come from anywhere near this country. How about that? How about that? How about the illegals that come from south of the border and take a lot of the construction jobs, driving down the wages? Did you think about that, Peter? No, you're trying to talk about some racism because the people on the construction site don't reflect those in the community. How do you know that the people in the community are applying for these jobs? Maybe sometimes, Peter, the construction company comes from somewhere outside of that town. How about some of these companies have people that have been working for the company for years and they're not going to rehire a brand new staff at every fucking project? Because that doesn't make sense financially or otherwise. Peter, chemicals spilling into the ground in Ohio, into the water supply, plumes of black smoke from highly toxic chemicals, and
you can build community wealth that will help close wealth gaps in this country if we can tear down those barriers. But that happens at the delivery level. To work with your
Huh? So Buttigieg, transportation secretary, flipped over train, smoking chemicals and fire, and you're talking about some fucking construction sites that look like the Rainbow Coalition. Now, if he had it his way, the construction sites would look like the dude from Village People. That's what the construction sites would be like. Lots of choreographed dancing and handling 2x4s and cylindrical items between their legs. That's what he wants the construction sites to look like. All right, guys, let's pour that cement. Ooh, pour it hard. And all the cement would have dick prints in it instead of handprints. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That is what happens when you have a fucking diversity hire. He's more excited about being on the main stage and getting the fuck out of Indiana. He does not care about the transportation needs of this country. What else do you fucking need to see? Remember the supply chain breakdowns? Remember when you were, man, let me run to the store real quick and get some egg. Wait, where are the fucking eggs? Where's this? Where's that? Where are these items that have always been here? Now they're gone. Let me run down to the store and get some baby formula. Wait, what? Where's the baby formula? We can't get it anywhere, but you look at the Costco in Mexico, and they got all different flavors of Similac, Enfamil, whatever the fuck you need. How do they get it in a third world country and we can't get it here? Shit stacking up in the docks and the ports because there's some mix up with the drivers and we don't have enough drivers and some of the regulations in California and the drivers don't want to get new trucks because these stupid ass regulations. Where were you? You were at home fucking around. You were at home with your life partner with a new baby. Never mind the selfishness involved in you guys getting a fucking child. Never mind, that's a separate video. But you're both men. Neither one of you have titties with milk in it, so it doesn't fucking matter if you're there. Postpone your paternity leave and help the country, you little shit. But no, you were laying in bed taking selfies with another grown man and an infant. You son of a bitch. We're out here dying. And you're taking selfies in a hospital bed. You're picking out pictures that say, live, love, laugh. And we're out here starving, not being able to buy eggs? What the fuck? Have we not been able to go to the store and get some eggs? Come on, dog. Stores limiting shit because they don't know when another truck's coming in, and you're laying down with your boo, getting different angles of your duck face. You little bastard. Where's Greta Biergen, Fugen, Goggin, Kurgan, Began? How dare you? How dare you, Peter? Somebody to grab. What I'm saying is, guys, because of his performance, would I do this? No. Should you do it? No. But just imagine in a land far away how good it would feel to grab one of these punks who don't give a shit about you, but they're supposed to. You claim to. You're out here trying to keep your head above life's waters, and he's laying in a bed with another man taking pictures with a baby. Would it feel good to do this? Shit. Would it feel good to do that? I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying if you're out at your local Starbucks and you walk in there and he's coming out with 2 cups, one for him and one for his boo bear. I'm not saying you should walk up to him and do this. That would be un-American. I'm just saying, if you did, how good would it feel? I think it would feel as good as sneezing 3 times in a row. It would at least feel that good. Would you have to change your pants? Probably not. But man, that would feel good, wouldn't it? So let's get this straight. Now, trains being derailed, I think we have like over 1,000 of them a year. So that happens. And Amy says, if I see him at a gas station, I'm doing it. Amy, don't. Amy, no. Amy, no. Come back. Come back. Guys, she might be out the door already. Amy, if you can hear me, don't find Pete Buttigieg and do this. Please, Amy, don't do this right here. Now, we don't know if Amy can fight that good. I don't know. I only see her profile picture. But if you possess those skills, Amy, don't do that, please. And no, I don't care about Peter's jawline and his chin. Just don't want you to go to jail. Because if you're in jail, you won't be here, okay? True. Amy says that's what Maxine said to do. She did. She said create a crowd around them, make them feel uncomfortable, and let them know they're not wanted. She did. And she called it a gasoline station. How out of touch are you? Who calls it? Hey, boys, why don't you meet me down at the gasoline station and maybe we can go to the soda fountain and get a malt or something like that? What do you think, boys? And then we can go downtown there and watch the soldiers come back because the boys are coming home. The war is over. Who talks like that? A gasoline station. You melted skin face bitch. If Maxine Waters leans over to tie her shoes, her face is going to slide off of her skull. Okay, so train derailments over 1,000 a year. So we don't expect Peter to be at all of them. Okay, you don't want Peter everywhere. Stop. I shouldn't have said that. Don't get play. Okay? But you don't want him, you can't expect him to go to all of them. But let's just say we had a particular train derailment where it was highly toxic chemicals and fire in a small town. You think we can pull Pete away from his media tour to take care of it, to do his job? But you know what Peter's going to say? Spike and Madness, I asked you not to get play, but you obviously didn't hear me because Spike and Madness said, a Peter Fest. Okay, that wasn't very nice. But I think what Peter would say is, if you tell him you need to come over here and do your job, he's going to say, well, Kamala doesn't do her job. She's border czar and she hasn't been there once. So until she does her job, don't come over here and pull me away from my man again. Peace. Rance and Shan, I thank you. Activists aren't in Ohio yet because they're headed there on horse and carriages to avoid using carbon products. Just kidding. It's because they weren't called there yet. Rance and Shan, are you implying that this is all orchestrated and they don't really care? They care about what they're told to act like they care about? Man, you might be onto something. Ranson, Mr. Shan, you might be onto something. Because I would think if there's a huge plume of toxic smoke over a small town that's poisoning the water and the animals, PETA, Sierra Club, anybody? I figured you guys be there. Hell no, we won't go. But I think Rance and Shan is right. I think what they're doing is because you can't talk about it if you're not going to be about it, right? So they're taking steam-powered and wind-powered stuff to get there. They'll be there. It's going to take them a minute. Perfection takes time. But like I mentioned before, something that would have brought help to this town sooner and more help is if the residents were mostly Black, if they were mostly people of color. Because then you'd have the Al Sharptongues. This is a travesty. They purposely put these redlining and some other outdated bullshit that don't happen anymore. They'll dredge up some black and white footage. And Ben Crump would be there representing families that didn't even ask him to represent them. Mama Ranger 2010, says, I'm in Pittsburgh at my parents'. Hold on, comments jumped on me. She said, I'm in Pittsburgh at my parents'. My eyes haven't stopped burning since the controlled burn. But Mom Ranger 2010, they told you guys it was safe to come back. They said that they cleaned. So what are you talking about? Are you sure your mom's not in the other room cutting onions? Are you sure your allergies acting up? Because it can't be that. Because the EPA said that it was okay to go back to your home. So if your eyes are burning, Mom Ranger 2010, check in the kitchen. Make sure somebody's not chopping onions in there, okay? Because they said you can go back. They said they were clean and you can go back like 20 minutes after. Weird. But if the town was mostly Black, or even better, if the town was half Black, half Indian, then you can get that indigenous people sympathy. Then you would see some results. Then you'd see, I'm going to go down there, racial injustice, blah. Or they couldn't send Kamala because I think some of those highly toxic chemicals are noise sensitive. So they can't have her going down there, so close to the crash site. If only. But the town of Palestine, Ohio, is unfortunately more than 90% white. So good luck. Joe Biden, Captain Brain Cell. Glad you checked in. We were doubting your existence for a while. I thank you. Says, hey, Jericho, did you know Biden has a check engine light on his forehead? I think that would be a check for engine light. Like, is there an engine in there? Let's first establish that there's one in there to begin with. Then we can check the engine. But right now, we don't know if there is an engine. My goodness. But hey, the government said you can go back home, so go home. Chat says a hamster wheel with a dead rat. Well, I have said before that if you popped his top, you will look down in there and see a dead mouse laying in the center of his skull. It's gone. Don't know how it died. Don't know how it got there, but it's dead. What I made is the Alpha Male 67. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good point, Matthew Coolidge. Good point. He says, notice how close it was in the middle of the country, next to all the food, hundreds of miles of acid. Great. Well, you know, they got a little problem with that shit catching on fire through there. I wonder if Bill Gates owns any of the ones that burned down. Probably not. Tommy Karate, 72 to 75% of Palestine voted for Trump. Well, all the more reason to kill them, right? Because if you voted for Trump, you support Hitler, you need to die. Punch a Nazi, remember? Authentically Kennedy. After Fetterman and Neck Buddy out of the hospital, are Fetterman and Neck Buddy out of the hospital yet? Jeez, the Democrats love elder abuse. Yeah, they sent him home. He's supposed to be back to work on Monday. Doing a great job for the people of Pennsylvania, I'm sure. I'm sure Fetterman, his first day back at work, looks like an ad campaign commercial for some politician. You know, where they're in a boardroom and they're looking concerned over some papers. Oh, like that, right? Usually have their sleeves rolled up. Because you know, John Fetterman, who couldn't make it a month into being a senator without going to the hospital for lightheadedness. And he said, people deserve clean work. I mean, water. You know, he's in there getting the work done. He's taking meetings, taking phone calls. He's on the floor voting. He's getting to work for you, people. You people. Nicholas X. Neck Buddy has a little neck pillow, a little tiny one. You can lose it. Whenever they travel, it's a problem because somebody lost his damn neck pillow again because it's this big. Yeah, Ransom, she had 40-minute chemical fires because that's perfect. That's not one of the worst things to catch on fire is chemicals. I talked about it yesterday, guys. Smoke up in the atmosphere, really high. It has the potential to go around the world. My bad. I shouldn't even have brought that shit up. But hey, Pete Buttigieg is on the case. Fear not, people of Pennsylvania. Fear not, America. Pete Buttigieg is on the case.
In East Palestine just over a week ago. And we're being told that some of those chemicals are dangerous.
We basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency sent a letter to Norfolk Southern stating that ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethylexyl-acrylate, and isobutylene were also in the rail cars that were derailed, breached, or on fire. Caggiano says ethylexyl-acrylate is especially worrisome. He says it's a carcinogen, and contact with it can cause burning and irritation in the skin and eyes. Breathing it in can irritate the nose, throat, and cause coughing and shortness of breath. Isobutylene is also known to cause dizziness and drowsiness when inhaled.
I was kind of surprised that when they quickly told the people they can go back home, but then said if they feel like they want their homes tested, they can have them tested. I would have far rather they did all the testing.
Caggiano says it's possible some of these chemicals could still be present in homes and on objects until you clean them thoroughly.
So there's a lot of what ifs, and we're going to be looking at this thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line and wondering, gee, cancer clusters could pop up, well water could go bad.
Caggiano recommends anyone who's in the East Palestine area get a health checkup. He says get a record now of where your health stands so that moving forward you'll have documentation of any possibly related effects to the train derailment. In East Palestine, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN 27 First News.
Well, why would all that be necessary if they told you it's safe to come back? Right? You told me it's safe. Safe means I'm not going to get fucked up if I come back home. That's what safe means. But what she just said didn't sound very safe. Sound to me like those people are being set up for problems. If only they were born a person of color. Then you get all the help you need. Why aren't they talking about this? Environmentalists. Didn't you just have the World Economic Orgy? I mean, damn, bad. I have this real bad habit of calling shit what it really is. I'm sorry. Didn't you guys just come from the World Economic Forum? That's what it was. It's not World Economic Fuck Fest. The F and WEF stands for forum, guys, not fuckfest. That's what I thought it was. That's my fault. That's my bad. Okay. So they just came from the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, didn't you? Or Davos, Sweden? Whatever the fuck. Somewhere where there's lots of snow and good chocolate. Didn't you guys just come from that? Now you have, here you go. This is what you guys were in, that ball of writhing, wealthy people who don't care about us poor folk. That's what you were just talking about. That's what you were just wagging your finger about to the rest of the world. And you have this gem dropped in your lap and you're not on it. The streets of Palestine aren't flooded. If that was a mass shooting in Palestine and it was a white guy that shot a bunch of black folks, you see that street the reporter was standing on, it would be lined with news vans where the little satellites go up on the pole when they're in park. There would be news vans everywhere. The population would triple. There's less than 5,000, around 5,000 people there. The population would have at least tripled with newscasters and news outlets from around the world. Oh man, racism, George Floyd, we're not done. Nothing. This is what you fucking wanted. You can even tie it to some rich corporation ignoring the rules of safety and blah, blah, blah. All that shit. Here you go. I'm not about that fucking work. What did Kamal say? Putting in the work. You ain't trying to put in no work unless it's an old dick. Then you'll see her put in some damn work. Nico Giorgio. Thank you for the Hamilton. Unfortunately, the Ohio incident reminds me when Christine Todd Whitman, head of the EPA, told us 3 days after 9/11 that the air was tested and safe at ground zero. Remember all those firefighters and shit, first responders, recovery teams that got sick from all the chemicals and the jet fuel and the metals that had melted and burned, the rubber and all that other shit. Remember that? I remember. Now you got Jon Stewart up here trying to get reparations for these damn firefighters because they're dying from some weird cancer. Basically, Agent Orange all over again. Don't give a fuck. No, it's cool. It's cool. So when they tell you it's cool to come home, it's cool to go back to ground zero, and people end up dying and getting fucked up, you're still supposed to believe them when they tell you that the shit flying around here is nothing. We just wanted it to get over water so we can shoot it down so it's safe. It's nothing. These documents and shit are nothing. These top secret documents being thrown around all willy-nilly in a shoebox with some old love letters, that's nothing. Heads down, cogs, get back to work. Crank out that tax revenue for me, bitch. But if you question that, you're some kind of denier. You're crazy. You're blah, 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 blah. Me? You're the one telling people it's safe to go back in their homes, knowing good and fucking well everything's still coated with highly toxic chemicals. People going out there, here, boy. Babe, you seen Rex? You seen Spike out here? Where'd he go? You go around the corner, Rex is fucking dead. Because you left his water bowl outside. And he made the mistake of drinking water and died. But hey, safe, okay? Get back out there. Go home. Sit out on the patio. Have some dinner. You're fine. Because the EPA said so. Authentically Kennedy, thank you. Hollywood script writers actually drafted this one, guys. They did in that Netflix movie. Sure the fuck did. Wow. Again, Authentically Kennedy, thank you for the Twompski. This whole chemical explosion thing in Ohio has been a plan in the works for a while now. Anyone here seen the movie Scary on Netflix? This exact situation in Ohio depicted in a movie, came out last year, I think. Yeah, it was like 2020 or something like that. It's fucking terrible. Really is. But I haven't seen the movie, but did they have a happy ending? I don't think it's going to happen in real life. But at least the people in the movie had a happy ending, hopefully. But all that going on, all those questions, all those concerns, can we go home? Is it safe? Fish are dying. Don't worry about it because Pete Duckface Selfie Booty Gauge is on it. Peter Booty Gauge is on it. Peter Booty Gauge. What an unfortunate name. But he's on it. Don't worry about it. Lay down tonight. Rest easy because this diversity hire who's more concerned with giving fucking interviews is on the case with your best interest at heart, guys. Your best interest at heart. Don't worry about it. They got your back like a chiropractor. Scott, RIP movies. Yeah, man, there's some dog shit out there. Speaking of dog shit. I wonder if I can even play this. I guess so. It's the trailer for the new Grease movie. Because I know it has a song in it, but I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Let's see. Only one way to find out. Or actually, I'll play it without the sound. Because really, you don't need the music. Joe Biden, Captain Brain Cell. Thank you again, man. People need to forget. Well, you know the thing, the stupid bill of constitutional stuff and sentences, right? Yeah, the thing. It's just a thing. It's a thing. It's not important. It's not important or not important. It's just a thing. It's a thing. And you know when he says he's got your back, you can rest easy. Rest easy. Oh, Chef Lily. Chef Lily has a live stream right now. What up, Chef Lily? Oh, I'm going to get in there and say what's up to her. Excellent ribeye and potatoes recipe too, by the way. But let's see here. Maybe you do need to hear it because I think there's a couple things in here that she says, the new main character, whoever she is. I remember all the characters' names. It's my wife's favorite movie, not mine. Hold on a second. I'm going to send him, say what's up to Chef Lily. Hold on. If you guys remember, she's a little girl who she does cooking videos on her channel, and her dad is a fan of mine. And so he asked me what my favorite meal is, and she did a video about it on her channel. So I want to get her mailing address so I can send her a gift. So hold on. Okay, boom, there we go. Jericho loves the kids, man. She's doing great. So the new trailer. Now, I don't know how you guys feel, but Grease, you know, it's a big time. It's a classic movie. It's an iconic movie. So, of course, anything traditional, anything that is iconic from the past, with any kind of values attached to it, anything that we like, because the left is the group of no fucking fun. So anything you like, they're going to take a dump all over it. This is no different. So, golly, this is fucking terrible. So, this is the new trailer for the Grease series. Hold on. Let's see it. So it's the rise of the Pink Ladies. This is the origin story for the Pink Ladies, the female gang in the Grease movie, iconic Grease movie starring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. And it takes place in 1954. Keep that in mind.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Thank you for the best summer of my short life.
And welcome to the
1954 to 1955 school year. Keep that in mind.
55 school year.
Olivia, save your seat on my lap.
Sure to be our greatest year at Ryan.
Seeing a lot of colored people in there. The main character, she looks like she's mixed. You just had a black girl in there on stage. Saw some black folks standing in the background there, dancing around. 1954.
Right there, yeah.
We promised Troy and Bill we'd eat lunch.
Oh, an Asian girl and a Mexican girl. Is this about to turn into fucking Captain Planet? Is this the Captain Planet gang? We have one kid from every race around the world. Grease. An original iconic movie, an American classic. Why change it? Come up with something new. Make your own 1950s fantasy. Everybody was everywhere doing everything together movie. But you're taking something that already exists and you're fucking it up. There were no Asian people in the main cast. There were no Mexicans. There were no black folks. So what? Create your own. No, we're parasites.
Lunch with them today.
To end the divisions among us.
I want to be a team.
And so far, I'm noticing all the guys in the cardigans are all white dudes. You don't see I'm assuming they're the antagonists in this, and that's what they were in the original, right? The Greasers versus the whatever the fuck they were called. So you have all the guys in the cardigans, all the well put together, well-to-do characters are all white. How come they don't have diversity on their side in this movie? Because no, racial diversity is bad. Racial diversity is good. So just because you mix a bunch of different looking people in there, that makes it good. Not the quality of the product, not the qualifications of the people involved. Just by the fact that they are different races, it is better and it's right. And a girl is going over trying to be part of the guys group. I don't remember that part from Grease.
A truly united Rydell.
He told me exactly what you did to get that jacket.
It's not as bad as it seems. These things blow over.
Maybe for you.
Maybe for you. Maybe for you because you're a cisgender white man. Not for me. I'm a woman. My vagina makes my life harder.
There are a lot of kids in Rydell who are sick of feeling like they're not welcome here.
I know what it.
Not one white person was feeling down and dejected. Not one white person. To black guy, black girl, Asian girl, her, I guess her being the, but actually, she don't even look white. She look like she might be mixed with something. So if you're a person of color, your life sucks. And if you're white, man, this is a great time to be alive.
Feels like to not be like the others.
Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, here it comes.
We have to think big, really change
Here it
things.
comes.
Everyone already thinks we're such bad girls.
Dude, change it. We got to change shit. I don't know why we're changing it, but we got to change just for the sake of changing. We got to stir this shit up. Why? I don't know, but let's stir it.
Watch out, fellas. It's a girl game.
We're not girls, we're ladies. The pink ladies.
We're gonna need some jackets. The Pink Lady Pledge is to act cool, to look cool, and to be cool.
And the only white girl, what is she? Alphabet Soup Group, Ku Klux Trans. She tried to fit in with the guys, but they said, get out of here, dame. So she's going to be down with the ladies, and she can do everything that a man can do. Well, probably because That's how it was in the 50s.
Till death do us part? Think pink. The world's changing, boys.
The world's changing, you cisgender white motherfuckers. So why don't you join us? Because in the original Grease, that's what it was. It was the girls, the pink ladies against the guys, right? There wasn't this other group that was racing against the T-Birds. No, it was the girls versus the guys. And as you can see from this, the girls, we're going to be better mechanics, we're going to be better drivers, and we're going to have a better time than all you stupid guys.
Maybe sometimes you gotta be bad to do good.
Were there black people in Grease? Not the main cast, I'm sure. Were there even black folks in Grease? Again, create your own shit, make it whatever you want. But you can't take what everybody knows and loves and distort it and pervert it. Grease is the word. Take that, you stupid man and your dumb penises. Take that, because the pink ladies are going to turn it up. Oh, man, my wife was so damn mad when she saw that. She was like, turn this shit off right now. Turn this off. Why do they do that? Why are they afraid of being creative? Why are they afraid of striking out on their own and creating something new? That's what they did back then. Authentically Kennedy, quite the opposite. She said, her exact words were, turn that shit off right now, end quote. So it's not what it was in the movie. The pink ladies were not, I mean, they were part of the movie, but the main thing was about John Travolta's character, Danny, and I don't remember the girl's name, but it was about their relationship and how he, but didn't he lie or something? He said he slept with her. Some shit. I don't even remember. I haven't seen it as many times as my wife, but I have seen it. And I do know that it wasn't no fucking United Nations Rainbow Coalition bullshit. Remember, like Sandy, thank you, Danny and Sandy. Thanks, Goldfish Eye. Remember, like I said before, it's 1954. Shit wasn't like that in 1954. This is some fantasy bullshit. Dead or Alive says the pink putas. Putas de color de rosa. Holy shit, guys. What was that? Shit. It's time to change. We need to change shit around here. Fucking change it. Just, well, I don't know. Just change it. Whatever it is, change that shit. Oh man. So yes, let's wrap this up with the illegals. So the illegals are in. Hold on, let me pull this up. Homeboy sent me a text. Yeah, here we go. San Mateo County to cover living costs of Half Moon Bay shooting victims' families. Redwood City, California. Families affected by January's deadly mass shooting in Half Moon Bay are receiving much needed help. San Mateo County supervisors on Tuesday earmarked money for their short-term living expenses, including housing. So not just housing, food, clothing, transportation, education. They got kids or whatever, food for the kids, all that. Internet, TV. The families from the mushroom farms are now at Airbnbs. They're going to be there temporarily while we work to find more permanent housing for them. Are they going to buy them houses? Said Joaquin. Oh, listen to this shit. Said Joaquin Jimenez, a representative with Ayudando Latinos a Sonar, helping Latinos to dream, or ALAS. ALAS. Helping Latinos to dream. So what would they say about a group called Helping White Folks to Dream? Never mind. Don't even answer that. I shouldn't have said it. I'm sorry. He said the 19 affected families will remain in that temporary housing through the end of March. San Mateo County supervisors during the lunch hour during a lunch hour. So it was quick. Didn't take them time. San Mateo County supervisors during the lunch hour voted to spend $750,000 to cover housing and living costs for the victims' families. The county will handle the costs for the rest of the year. Birthdays, Christmas, all that shit for the rest of the year. But for the long term, the county created a task force to investigate farm worker housing conditions, to go out and take a look at all of the places farm workers are living and make sure they're up to health and safety standards, said District 3 Supervisor Ray Mueller. How much is that going to cost? To go out and take a look at all of the places farm workers are living to make sure they're up to health and safety standards. That sounds expensive. That sounds like some endless, bottomless budget project bullshit. Weeks ago, he posted pictures of those living conditions on social media. This came after the deadly mass shooting on January 23rd at 2 mushroom farms in Half Moon Bay. The Chinese dude, I'm not going to say his name because he's a piece of shit, with 7 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder at the crime scene. It's too bad that this has to take a tragedy for more people to pay attention, said Jimenez. Community stakeholders said helping victims' families is only a piece of the problem relating to the well-being of farm workers. Many believe more low-income housing is needed in California and across the nation. More houses. That's what it needs. We care about the environment. Cut those fucking trees down. Got it. So, added community activist Victoria Sanchez de Alba, we need affordable housing now. Affordable housing now. They've already been talking to state leaders here, Congress too. Uh-oh. There was unanimous support. That means nobody stood in its way. There was unanimous support for the supervisors for the $750,000 in funding. However, community activists promised continued pressure in the months and years to come to make sure the lost lives were not cut short in vain. Even after the lights and the cameras go out of here, we will still go out and work and continue, said Jimenez. The funds that were approved Tuesday is only half of what's needed. 750 plus 750. What's that? That about $1.5 million. I got up there quick. They ended it. That's the fast talk at the end of the commercial. That's the disclaimer. Throughout the entire article, we only talked about $750,000, but it turns out $1.5 million is necessary and more to come. Wait, what'd you say? Wait, rewind it. Oh, what'd he say? He said something about 1.5 million? You think that's going to stop? Jordan Bourne, Steph Curry will turn them down. That's right. You ain't building that shit here. Justin Chiselway says, how do I get the feather neck shirt? Oh, here. Actually, Tammy A, can you do that for me? Can you put the link to my green gear in there, please? Yeah, Scott, you know they do that shit at the end. They tell you about, the commercial about the medicine. It's so nice. There's some older lady running through the meadow with her golden retriever. That medicine looks cool. Wait, what they say at the end? Blindness and anal linkage. Wait, no, what? Yeah. Sean, go Navy? Yeah, why is that a question? You say go Navy? Yeah, Steph Curry and his wife, they sent a letter to the city or whatever the fuck, saying that they didn't want low-income housing built near their affluent neighborhood. I guess Black Lives Matter until they want to share your fucking address, huh? He's like, ew, no, get this shit out of here. So these illegals are being put in Airbnbs. Oh, sounds expensive. In Half Moon Bay. And 750,000, shit, that's only half. Really? And I'm only saying this because how many American citizens have had their breadwinners shot and killed? Doesn't matter by who. Mass shooter, police. Well, let's just stick with mass shooters. In the hood, mass shootings happen all the time. people that live in the California ghettos? Has the state government or county government, have they come to you and said, you know what, we're going to cover your costs for at least the next year? Why not? Why haven't they come to your door? Why haven't they sent you checks saying that they're going to cover your expenses for the next year? Wives and husbands of armed service members who have been killed in the line of duty, did they come to you and say, we're going to cover your expenses for the next year? Fallen police officers, firefighters, people who die at work in accidents, have they come to you and said, we're going to cover your expenses for the rest of the year? At least. Did they say we're going to find a more permanent situation for you? Did they vote unanimously? Like nobody was against that shit. Of course we're going to do this. Have they done that for you? Have they offered it? No, probably not. Probably not. They didn't even think about it. But illegals, why? Why would they be breaking their neck to help people that shouldn't fucking be here over their own citizens? Why would they do that? Brian King B. Falcon says, I could use an extra 1.5 million. I could just use 1.5 million, let alone extra. It's not like I have that now and I need an extra 1.5, but I'd love that too. You ain't gonna get it because you were born here. Sucker. So where the fuck is our help? How come they don't offer that for us? Why would you be willing to do so much more for somebody who wasn't born here versus somebody who was, unless you got your eye on the future? You got your eye on the future, and you know that that's going to be your voting block. You know that if you give them all this free shit and all these fucking handouts, when it comes time to pull the lever for you because you've ran out all the black folks, because you can't have black folks and illegals, gross. So you got to get rid of one of them. So you get Maxine Waters, who is definitely a stunt double for James Brown in his later years. You get her stupid ass in office back in 1991, and she will facilitate the moving out, the running out, the gentrification of Southern California. That's what she's done. And she's not done yet. Authentically Kennedy, I'll take 1 year off paying taxes since I don't reap the benefits of paying them anyways. Yeah, give us a break. Okay, we ain't gonna cut your check, but you don't have to pay any tax whatsoever. You get your entire check for a whole year, or no more sales tax for you, whatever. But they don't do that because they don't give a fuck about us. We're old news. Old news. They got black folks in the bag. We know we can shit all over you in these cities and these programs, and you're still going to pull the lever. We're done with you. We're on to bigger and better things. We're on to the illegal. They work harder and they love their families more. Right? It's fucked up. Pretty sure if I wanted to have an Airbnb, a free Airbnb in California, I would get laughed at, right? Well, that's it, guys. I think we've done all we can. Got to get here with my beautiful wife and kids. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you tune in tonight. Double Impact, myself, Gabe, Sean. We're talking about Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. One of my absolute favorite movies as a kid. I love that movie. When they killed his girl, when they killed Ko, and he buries her in the mud, and he takes part of her dress, makes a headband out of it, and wears her necklace. Love it. So thank you guys. Hope you guys tune into that tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mañana, there's some things I didn't even get to today. And you know they're going to do brand new stupid shit overnight. But let's see. Fingers crossed, not on both hands because that's bad luck. Okay? Cross your fingers. Maybe between now and tomorrow, Peter Buttigieg will actually come out with a real statement, a real press conference, and actually try to address these issues and give the American people some information so that you may, I don't know, make us feel more comfortable, more safe, know that our federal government that we pay too much money to is actually fucking doing something. I know, crazy. It's not Christmas anymore. They'll never grant that wish. But you guys were great. I was great. We were great. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to jerichogreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.